Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Kim,
This is Andy.
and we're going to read to you from the Urantia book. Verse
Verse.
God. 365 days of walking the red road. You do that so dramatically. It's
Today is July 30th.
July 30th.
Chief Plentycoo, a crow.
Oh, yeah. Chief Plenty Crew.
We do not know what may happen today, but let us act as though we were the 7 stars, Big Dipper, in the sky that live forever. Go with me as far as you can, and I will go with you while there is breath in my body.
Okay, so that's like the 7 stars, because the Big Dipper revolves right in the north around the. I'm sorry, my eyes.
And the North Star.
Around the North Star. So they live forever because they never set. They don't go. They're there for the whole year, right? So we should have the presence and the constance of those stars. We're like the seven. We want to be like the 7 stars.
Did you know the word squaw is considered extremely derogatory to Native women and should never be used in their presence or in reference to them?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good prayer. I like that. I like that first one, Chief Kuntiku. This guy that let us act as though we were the 7 stars in the Big Dipper. Okay. The Tao Te Ching by John. Translation by John C.H. Wu. Right? Okay. Chapter 16. Attain to utmost emptiness. Cling single-heartedly to interior peace. Stay calm no matter what. Remember, that's what the fly said? I told the fly. Okay. While all things are stirring together, I only contemplate the return. For flourishing as they do, each of them will return to its root. To return to the root is to find peace. To find peace is to fulfill one's destiny. To fulfill one's destiny is to be constant. To know the constant is called insight. So those foundational truths that don't change, that's where we rest our mind. That's where we focus on. The foundational truths, like, you know, what's a foundational truth? Something that doesn't
The sun
change.
rises in the morning in the east every day.
Okay, but maybe not on a different planet. See what I mean? Isn't that hard?
Love is the organizing principle of the universe.
Woo! Woo! Go, Andrew. That's it. Yeah. So well said. Okay. If one does not know the constant, one runs blindly into disasters. If one knows the constant, one can understand and embrace all. If one understands and embraces all, one is capable of doing justice. Right. To be just is to be kingly. To be kingly is to be heavenly. To be heavenly is to be one with the Tao. To be one with the Tao is to abide forever. Such a one will be safe and whole even after the dissolution of his body.
Interesting. That should match up with today's reading in the Urantia book, The Time Lag of Justice.
Time lag of justice. Okay, so we're on paper 54, section 3, the time lag of justice. We're talking about the Lucifer rebellion and what are the consequences or problems of the Lucifer rebellion. Okay, the moral will creatures of the evolutionary worlds are always bothered with the unthinking question as to why the all-wise creators permit evil and sin.
That's a really good
Doesn't
question.
everybody, you know, want to know that? Why did they make us like that? Why don't they just, if they don't want us to sin, why don't they just, right? They fail to comprehend that both are inevitable of the if the creature is to be truly free is because of free will, right? Like he could have made us not free. He made the angels, I think, less free than we are, right? But how do you qualify less and more free? You know what I mean? Either you're free or you're not free, or is there a continuum of this? And what would that be like? Okay? Okay. The free will of evolving man or exquisite angel is not a mere philosophic concept or symbolic ideal. Man's ability to choose good or evil is a universe reality. This liberty to choose for oneself is an endowment of the supreme rulers, and they will not permit any being or group of beings to deprive a single personality in the wide universe of this divinely bestowed liberty. Not even to satisfy such misguided and ignorant beings in the enjoyment of this misnamed personal liberty. Okay, now that's, what does that mean? Let's look at that. This liberty to choose for oneself is an endowment of the supreme rulers, because they give us liberty. They will not permit any being or group of beings to deprive a single personality in the wide universe of this divinely bestowed liberty. So they won't let anything take our liberty away from us. Not even to satisfy such misguided and ignorant beings in the enjoyment of this misnamed personal liberty. So they won't even take that away. So nobody is free to deprive another person of their freedom. That's what I'm getting.
Yes.
Okay. But they think, well, then that's like people thinking that, okay, if I'm like a homophobe, right? Then and that's thinking that the homosexuals are coming and making me less free because of their homosexuality, right?
You're free to think that.
Yeah, but you're not free to act on that, because that's dumb, right? Think about that now.
Well, you are. You're even free to act on that, and there are consequences.
Well, the consequences is the thing. That's what they won't allow that to happen. So if that happens, or somebody's like got a misperception of that, I think there's divine justice for that. So you got all kinds of people here, trying to lock each other up in the name of freedom, because I'm free to lock these people out, and I'm, yeah, because they're threatening my freedom. You know how dumb that is?
And no matter how many you lock up, each of those people are free to choose to continue to do what got them locked up.
Right. So the caged bird still sings. So even if you're locked up, your physical body can still be free spiritually.
You think of the man in the movie Dr. Zhivago. He's chained, handcuffed in the boxcar, and he cries out, "I'm the only free man in here," because he chooses to be free.
Wow, that's powerful stuff.
Although conscious and wholehearted identification with evil or sin is the equivalent of non-existence, annihilation, We must always intervene between the time of such personal identification with sin and execution of the penalty, the automatic result of such a willful embrace of evil, a period of time of sufficient length to allow for such an adjudication of such an individual's universe status, as will prove entirely satisfactory to all related universe personalities, and which will be so fair and just as to win the approval of the sinner himself. But if this universe rebel against the reality of truth and goodness refuses to approve the verdict, and if the guilty one knows in his heart the justice of his condemnation but refuses to make such confession, then must the execution of sentence be delayed in accordance with the discretion of the Ancients of Days. And the Ancients of Days refuse to annihilate any being until all moral values and all spiritual realities are extinct, both in the evildoer and in all related supporters and possible sympathizers.
That's why there's this delay, because there's still this faint hope that, that some of these evildoers can turn around. See, God doesn't easily lose hope.
The arc of justice bends slowly,
Yeah,
but it always bends to the good.
yeah. So there's the time lag of justice is like amounts in mercy to people who have committed these sins,
Mhm.
because it always gives them a chance to repent.
Mhm.
And they won't cancel any personality until all the moral values and all spiritual realities are extinct within them, both in the evildoer and in all related supporters
Mhm.
and possible sympathizers.
Mhm.
So people still have this option of following that.
They are free.
People are free.
And we're free too, but we have to go.
We have to go and we're free. Yeah. We don't have to go, we're free.
We're free to choose.
We're free to choose. We could stay.
Okay.
You can go back to bed if you want. But I don't want to. I want to go to SWAT.
Okay.
You want to go to SWAT?
We're free to choose.
We're free to choose to sweat today.
Mhm.
That's what I think I'm going to choose.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all for now. Okay, bye.
Have a nice weekend.